So here for Friday, we just have a language arts and spelling guide, since for Friday for math, you just have a worksheet that goes over some more division in decimals. And because we went over the process of that yesterday, I'm not going to go over it again, since you can watch yesterday's video, and by then we would have had a math session on Zoom if needed. So here we're going to start with adjectives again. This assignment might be just a bit simpler than the ones that we've had. I know that the new adjective content has been a little bit more challenging. So what we're going to do here is just identify all of the adjectives in the sentence. And for this one, I'm not going to help because you're just looking for the describing words. So anytime you find one, just underline. Don't forget a, an, and the also. But here for think B, we're going to find the adjectives, write the adjectives, and the nouns that they modify. So you're going to read the little phrases and then write the adjective and then what it modifies. And usually it's a noun. So what is the adjective describing? So for this case, it says, are you a courteous host? Well, the adjective here is courteous. So we would write courteous. And it modifies what noun? Well, the noun here is host. So you're just going to read these sentences, find the adjective, and then write here whatever the adjective is modifying or describing. We can go over a few more of these if you still feel like they're a little bit too challenging, but just look for those two kinds of words. Then down here for look closely always gives you a little hint or a little tip. It says avoid grouping adjectives that have the same meaning. So when you're describing something, you don't have to use two adjectives that mean the same thing. It's unnecessary. So for example, little tiny flower. Well, they both mean small, so you don't need to put both. Avoid using an adjective that gives a fact already known about the noun. So kind of the same. Here it says tall skyscraper. Well, you already know a skyscraper is tall. You don't have to add tall. So here we have some unnecessary adjectives in these sentences. And what you're going to do is draw a line through the unnecessary adjective. And the first one is done for you. So here we have our example. It says, do you like old antiques? Well, you don't have to add old because antiques are always going to be old. So what you're going to do is just cross out the unnecessary ones. So for number 2, there is a plentiful, abundant supply of apples this year. Well, plentiful and abundant mean the same thing. So you can cross out abundant. We already know that they mean a lot. So it's as simple as that, just crossing out an unnecessary adjective from numbers 3 through 8. And here for your final assignment for spelling. So of course, as you know and you've been reminded multiple times, your definition assignment was for Monday. So now we have our last bookwork page here for Friday. So this one's actually pretty easy too. There is no editing or using any keys. All you're going to do is read this article, and then you're going to replace the bold words with a word that means the same or almost the same as the word underlined. And as usual, if you have a little bit of trouble reading cursive, you can fold back for print. But as always, I encourage you to practice reading cursive. So just an example. Let's start with the first one. It says, the Institute for Oceanographic Studies in Honolulu, Hawaii is looking for 2 new oceanographers to join the staff. The Institute is a business-related organization. So, which of these words in our list means business-related? Well, the good thing is if you have looked up your words on Monday as you were supposed to, then you can easily find the word that means business related. So in this case, it's going to be commercial. Something that is commercial is business related. So that would make sense because here, if we were to replace it, the Institute is a commercial organization. That makes perfect sense. So we can, for number 1, write commercial here. So remember to be patient, take your time, look for the definition in the back of the book. I promise that is your best bet. So replace these words, you just have 8 more and then you will be done.